5th time it's been hosted here in Denmark, the World Championships. And Seo and Che, as you saw through in the mixed doubles, we turn our attention now to this women's doubles with Fukushima and Hirota, the 3 times silver medalists at the World Championships. We're taking on Rahayu and Ramadhanti of Indonesia. Well, it's right at the bottom of this quarter-final draw. Our next match. And look, all seeds in the quarters. Kitty Thadakul and Prajong Jaya versus Kim So-young, Kong Hee-young is the other quarter-final. That match will decide who goes on to this semi-final in the lower half tomorrow. Well, here they come. James Bond style through the floor. I bet they're glad it's not some sort of shark tank they're having to get through in the introduction here. As Fukushima and Hirota make their way down these tricky-looking steps.
The opponents from Indonesia, Rahayu, Siti Fadia Silva Ramadhanti.
Apriani Rahayu leading the way, Olympic gold medalist with her former partner Gracie Apolli. And what a start to these two. When they formed a partnership last year, they were phenomenal for many months. And whilst we've got a moment, I'm really pleased to have some company. We've got 2 times Commonwealth Game medalist Kirsty Gilmore in the commentary box. Welcome, Kirsty.
Pleasure to be back. Hello.
And I'm a bit disappointed we haven't got more singles for you to commentate on.
I know, we're doubles heavy this morning, but hey, I spent a good start of my career on the doubles court as well as the singles court. So yeah, I'm sure I could pick up a few things.
Well, 2-0 the head-to-head, straight games the last meeting, but actually the previous meeting, Ramadhanti
Japan black
withdrew in the second game with injury at the Swiss Open. Let's take a look at the result of this coin toss.
Japan. Yuki to serve. Indonesia. This side. Rahayu to receive. Okay.
Well, the umpire nicely mic'd up today. I think you got the gist of that one. I'm always surprised, Kirsty, that there's no choice of ends initially. I mean, serve, receive.
Much of a much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're going to serve or receive a lot throughout the match, but in these big arenas, surely the choice of ends is a bit more important, don't you think?
I would think so. Yesterday, in the matches that I saw, we saw just the general trend that was happening was the player or pair on the far side, as we're looking at it now, would win the first set, struggle in the second set, and then be the one, I think, was the general trend to seal it off in the third.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if that continues today.
As we look at our Japanese pair here, 6 in the rankings. Oh, 5 now. They've just gone up a place. Former world number ones. Spent 88 weeks at world number 1 in the world, and that's their route through to this quarter-final. A bye in the first. Straight games wins throughout. Decent performance yesterday against Lin Liu from China. Rahayu, the Olympic gold medalist. Such a terrific player to watch. And just as much now with Ramadhanti as she always has been. A couple of World Tour titles. And as I mentioned, it was their terrific start together as a pair back roughly around the summer of last year. They took their opening tournament win, which was incredible, really, as a new pair. And one more to follow. Well, Gila and Seinen from the Netherlands pushed them all the way, 21-16 in the third, nearly an hour of play in round 2. But what about that performance, Kirsty, against Baek and Lee? That was a surprise to me.
It was, certainly, yeah. That's a pretty clinical scoreline. And you don't often see that in ladies' doubles. Normally it's those 3-set long battles, but that was polished off pretty concisely.
As we take a look at our service judge, Henrik Boas from Denmark, and just before that, Crystal Tanai Teng from Malaysia, our chair umpire. It's just Baek and Lee got off to such a good start this year, Jan, Feb. They were brilliant. I just didn't think they'd capitulate. No offence to the Indonesians, they're a good pair, but Baek and Lee have been brilliant. I thought they'd win for a start, not lose in straight games so easily. That was a real surprise.
Absolutely, there's so many elements going on here. Just the occasion of it being a world championship, that might play into it. The conditions in the hall might not suit their style, so yeah, something didn't quite come together on the day for them. But having said that, in the same breath, the Indonesians make it very difficult for you to play with control in here. I think the contrast of styles between these two pairs is going to be very interesting. It is a bit of youth versus experience here. These pair, I'd say, being the much more steady, consistent pair.
Happy to defend, aren't they?
Happy to defend, happy to just work around the court. And if the Indonesians play their A-game style, it's going to be fast and furious. The energy is high. They're very aggressive. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup. Which style is going to come out on top?
Hirota, Japan.
Yeah, it's like fire and ice, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's going to be thrilling. And after that win against the Koreans yesterday, yeah, I can't call this now. Not before the match starts. I would have said Japan, but it's too tough now.
Ramadhanti, Indonesia. Yuki Fukushima to serve to Apriyani Rahayu. Love all, play.
She's become my favourite umpire, I think.
She's
Nice
very
and
good,
clear,
yeah.
nice voice. I like that.
Service over. 1 love.
I think it's so interesting each day that we've been in this hall. Whenever the players come out on court for the first kind of few rallies, there's definitely that period of kind of recalibration. The conditions in here are actually a little bit difficult, which is unusual for kind of European halls. Normally we don't really crank up the AC. We don't have the heat of Asia to deal with. What a rally. That net exchange.
3 love.
Yeah, I had the same conversation with Steen Pedersen, actually. It's unusual, isn't it, for Europe?
Absolutely. But both pairs kind of trying to settle in. I'd say the Indonesians have come out flying so far. And Japanese, like we said, they are more happy to sit back.
It's in. Wow.
4 love.
What a start. The perfect start for the Indonesians. See that drift from left to right as well.
Absolutely. In my experience, the shuttle plays quite well in the mid-court, and then as we're looking at the court from up here, it'll take a right turn.
Yes.
Near the back of the
At the
court.
last second.
But this is a great start from the Indonesians. They're really pressing high up on that net, using their aggressive pace, and the Japanese pair are struggling right now to find a length, find the spaces on the court.
It's always looked to me, I mean, I've been on court 1 for most of the week. I'm guessing court 2 is the same, but there seems to be a drift as well from the far side to the near side a little bit. Would that be right?
Definitely. The way that the Indonesians are hitting, I would say, is the slow way.
Yeah.
So they can really batter into that shuttle and give it all they've got without much fear that it's going to go out the back.
I always prefer playing into the drift. I don't know about you.
Absolutely, because you don't have to be careful. You can just commit and you can go for it. Whereas Fukushima and Hirota are going to have to be a little bit more tentative on those lifts, which might lead to them like undershooting it and being a bit short, which will have a negative effect on the Indonesian, or a positive effect on the Indonesians' attack, and it's a vicious cycle. So
yeah, and it's very easy to hit it out long, isn't it? Just your pure reactions to put your arm through the shuttle, and then you forget there's drift and it's out by 3 or 4 inches.
yeah, the faster the shuttle comes at you, the faster it will go back to the other side. Oh, nice dive. We love to see a dive.
Great save from Fukushima. Oh, this is superb. And they're full of smiles, and why not? Look at Rahayu enjoying this.
The dream start. Absolute dream start for the Indonesians here.
I mean, you've got your opponents on the floor at times as well. You know you're doing something right.
Absolutely. I'm normally the one that's rolling around on the floor, though, unfortunately.
You're there too early. You're there in balance. It's been amazing, yeah. And there we go. The natural instinct just for that punch clear. But it's out the back.
I would love to see the stats on if this has ever happened to Fukushima and Hirota before. I don't think there'll be many occasions when they found themselves 8-love down. They'll be desperate to get a point on the board here, but the Indonesians are making it very difficult for them. Whoa, there we go.
They're off the mark, but it wasn't necessarily a rally well won. It was a mistake from Rahayu into the net. But at least they're off the mark.
Absolutely. That first point is sometimes the hardest to get, and also that last point is sometimes the hardest to get. Rahayu's just beaming. She is having the time of her life right now.
Well, where Rahayu is looking there in anticipation.
Not sure she would have gotten that cheeky little hold from Fukushima there.
No. I think she expected
was
a
well
little
up.
double lift, but it didn't come.
Yeah. And I think
Wow.
she knows it.
It's so nice to see players playing like this. We were talking about it yesterday in the mixed doubles. It might have been the day before. And everyone just looked so happy as they came out on court. They were just, it was like some Christmas party they were all, you know, welcomed to. It's there's a medal at stake here. That, you know, you're not supposed to be happy about this.
Yeah.
Well, the game plan, whatever it is, not quite coming off just yet for the Japanese pair.
Good use of the net. Oh, it's been called in.
3-9.
But that is the position that the Indonesians want to be in. That cheeky little net touch there to get the high lift. Misjudgment from Rahayu.
Yeah, plumb on the line. They've actually had a terrific few months. That final in Indonesia. And, of course, winning the Asia Championships, Fukushima and Hirota. It's nice to see them back in this sort of top form. They dipped a bit previously. And a good time to do it. It's just this early deficit. Oh, as that goes wide.
Good interception. The Indonesians are being very active in the mid-court. And they're really trying to, whenever they're sending the shuttle back, they're trying to get that dipping below the net tape so that it simply has to come up again across to their side.
That's nice from Hirota, but great defense.
You see the strength of the Japanese defense. Settled into a better rhythm here.
Wonderful. Rahayu's interception. It's a real joy to watch. That's a good save, wasn't it?
She's just having the best time. That's a nice net hold there.
Yeah, I expected Fukushima to go with a bit more power a bit early, especially with the drift from that side.
Absolutely. I know they are the kind of more defending pair, but when they do get the attack, they are rather clinical. And that's really nice. And across the body into that inside hip is so difficult to deal with as a defending player.
Great touch.
That's a nice cross net.
They're really trying to drive the Japanese around the court, aren't they?
Absolutely. I'd say the big percentage of these rallies have started with the Indonesians attacking, and it depends on whether the Japanese can turn it around or not and counter. We see the drift coming into play there a little bit, perhaps. But that's definitely, as we look at it, the wind's definitely going left to right. That's aggressive at the net. That's really well covered by Hirota.
7-10.
Rahayu still just beaming. She's just having fun out there.
Long may that continue.
That's a good return.
Well, the mid-game interval,
11-7.
the Japanese did stretch it out slightly at the closing stages of that half game, but a terrific start for Ramadhanti and Rahayu. Japanese pair have actually done well to get back within 4 points. 11-7 at the break.
Got 20 seconds. Got 20 seconds. Players on court. Eleven, 7. Play. Quick.
Bit of a trend this morning. We've seen a lot of pauses for shoelaces.
It's a tricky business, let me tell you. Too loose, feels terrible. Too tight, not good either. It's Goldie, you got to get Goldilocks on the shoelaces.
That's it, just right. Ramadhanti back on serve.
Fair play to the Japanese pair here. They've 8-11 is a perfectly reasonable place to be, and it's, considering we thought it was absolutely away from them at the start of this set, they've done well to recover back to a kind of 3-point deficit.
Well, yeah, they were 8 down, weren't they, at the start?
Very doable from here. That's put away.
With venom.
Tight on that line, though.
It was a bit risky, wasn't it? I was
Yeah,
looking towards the line
sweet.
judge just to check.
Oh, we can't really see on the replay.
Ramadhanti had a quick look, or no, Rahayu rather. Just checking, 2 points now. They're actually back in this already. What about the fact that the Japanese pair have been 3-time silver medalists? That must be quite hard to swallow.
Yeah.
Quite doing it.
I think it will play maybe slightly on their mind, but as a player, you're still putting yourself in that position to get the gold. And sometimes it's not really a matter of execution. It's it's just what happens on the day, and the margins in women's doubles and the sheer quality of it in this era. I mean, it's inches, it's centimeters. That's so well placed into that back corner.
It's like it's painted on, that smile.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
Terrific shot here, just brushed across.
That little push.
Push, yeah.
Just out of reach of Hirota.
I want to know what she had for breakfast.
Yeah.
Longest rally we've seen as well. Creeping up there, 40 shots.
Oy.
Rahayu getting off the floor.
Fukushima so solid in that defense, and then just picks those opportunities to sneak forward and is early on those drop shots.
Yeah, she is top class, isn't she?
Absolutely. Oh, that's so nice. Saw that space there. Goes up and over, resets.
Still under the cosh. They're keeping the attack on Fukushima.
Managed to counter it.
Now, the Indonesians need to be solid.
This is a good rally.
Oh, she's
that's nice.
Nice dart from Hirota. She probably went cross a bit too early then.
Rahayu's gone cross and opened up her court there. Her partner didn't peel off, so she had to do the hard work and try and cover across. But Hirota's defense into that nice space that was left was too good. That little turn straight into that box.
Yeah, the smash was just a bit wide, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good dive, Flo.
Athletic, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Rahayu on court.
Still not a lot of emotion from the Japanese coaches. Ah, here we go. They're starting to get a bit more vocal.
The recovery from Fukushima and Hirota here has been impressive. Imagine what the score would be if... Oh, a little fault called.
Service over.
Imagine what the score would have been if they weren't 9-love down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Henrik Boas,
Yes.
our service judge, saying Hirota was a touch high of the 115 level allowed. That wasn't good enough from Ramadhanti.
Really nice return into the body. Couldn't escape that net pressure from Hirota.
Good.
Much better pressure from the Japanese pair here. You can see such a difference from the start of this set.
A lot more aggressive, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Taking on the initiative early. Nice finish. Amazingly, from 8-love down, 13 all.
That's a good shot cross.
Good placement on the smash. Trying to force a weakness from Fukushima. Brilliant.
That's great.
Service over.
It's finding these little gaps, these little windows. Gone well into the tram lines there. Made Hirota scrape that one back. And then clinical on the follow-up.
I find this sort of matchup fascinating because I think actually both pairs are going to be happier on the other end?
I think so, yeah. I think the styles suit the other end better, so we are in for a second set.
Yes, and most likely a third if it's if they decide to treat us.
Oh,
Well left.
maybe
No challenge?
maybe worth a challenge, but they're not taking it.
Hard to see. Fukushima looks directly at the line judge.
Those are the most difficult ones to call for the line judges as well.
Yeah, flat, aren't they?
Yeah.
Good attack.
Whenever the Japanese have gained the attack, they've almost always put it away.
I think they've just got that extra 5% speed, 10% speed on the smash with the drift as well.
Yeah. But with the Indonesians being a bit more kind of fast and furious in their tactics and their style, it's whether they can keep the control. Fast and furious kind of lends itself to a bit less control. And some simple errors that the Japanese will definitely take advantage of.
Getting more and more animated, the coaches, as this first game goes on.
I'm developing a new skill with my commentary. I'm trying to play coach charades. I don't speak Japanese, nor do I speak Korean like yesterday. But the coaches are sometimes so animated.
Especially this guy, especially the Japanese doubles coach.
Absolutely, that we can pretty much infer what he's trying to say.
Certainly whether he's happy or not.
Yeah. That's well placed down this side.
Good rally.
That's nice.
17-15.
It's the placement here, isn't it? Just tied Rahayu up inside the body.
Yeah, I think Fukushima actually comes off the power. See, that's not like a full smash. And Rahayu's gone to step in. And it's actually come slower than she maybe thought it would. And she's kind of mistimed it.
City.
Yes.
Nice.
Find another way through.
16-17.
Well, it's point for point. It looked like the Japanese were on a huge comeback here and going to just overtake and keep going, but actually there's a fight still on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting whether the Indonesian pair, they are fast and they are fit, but it's so much more energy draining to be the ones attacking. Constantly jumping, constantly getting whipped side to side. I think the Japanese are kind of, their style lends themselves to these long matches. It's kind of energy efficient. Good use of the mid-court, and then just that punch up and over on the drifts, taking a hold of that one.
18-16.
I think it was that punch up and over that got the Indonesians
Look at that drift.
struggling.
That started out inside the singles line.
Yeah. just relentless when the Indonesians get on that attack.
Oh, a bit more conservative, I think, from the Indonesians. Good use of the width. Let's hope Fukushima's all right. That was a heavy-looking landing.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on court. City.
Well, the business end
Play.
of this opening game, which started so strongly for the Indonesians at 8-love, who now trail by 1 point. This is huge. Oof.
Good interception in the midcourt there.
Fukushima picked up for a partner there, didn't she? Wow.
Yeah.
18.
That one.
Yeah. That's going out, but Hirota's taking it.
Great defense from Ramadhanti. That's quality from Rahayu, isn't it? Taking that net on.
Such good net awareness. That's a great rally.
Well, the focus this is taking is exhausting.
We might see a few energy-saving shots here. Yep, yep.
I'm not surprised.
Before we get back into it.
Oh, brilliant.
Well placed.
Fukushima intercepts, but Ramadhanti with that cross block. That was terrific, Kirsty.
Didn't know if it was possible for Rahayu's smile to be any bigger, but it is, turns out.
No. Rahayu. On court. Rayaka on court.
I find it brutal sometimes from the umpires. Yes, some people take advantage and take too long, but after that rally...
Absolutely, that must have been a good, what, 70 or 80 shots? I'm not sure.
Play.
I'm going to guess at 58.
Oh, conservative.
I'm not sure we'll see the graphic. Well, do I be honest? Our production team have said 69, so you are almost spot on. 1-0 to you, Miss Gilmore.
I'll take it.
2018. I tell you what, they would have been heartbroken had they lost that from 8-love, and they've got 2 game points.
Still a job to do, see if they can stay solid in this final point and not try and force it too much.
Oh, brilliant!
But they found the line. That's what a shot to finish that set off.
That was a terrific shot to finish. Really brave. Who is it? It's Ramadhanti.
There's the space. So well placed.
Especially with that dangerous drift as well. So she must have been aiming just inside.
Inside singles lines, yeah, definitely.
Superb start to this women's doubles. An advantage, Indonesia, 21-18, the opener.
極的にもっと後ろのスペース福島ね、今回立て直すそういう力持っているから同じもっと飛ばないもっと相手の同じだったらもっと後ろもっと後ろスペース本当にしたらもうチャンスを作れたらいいよねここもちょっと頭が
Kalau emang kepepet buka ya udah kelewatan ngeteng lagi nggak buka siap lagi. Nah,
dapat cari posisi aja terus jangan sampai dia loss ya.
Tembak ya, nggak usah di-fullin tapi arahnya juga yang harus tinggi. Enak bang di-fullin.
Ya, cepatin dikit aja Bin.
Nah itu cepatin itu. Temponya jangan ikut pelan-pelan. Mesti mainin. Bang nggak lupa ya udah pelanin lagi.
Nggak sampai sendiri dia itu. Ya.
Arahnya apa? Nggak monoton. Arahnya tengah, datar. Ya, apalagi kalau dia bukain kamu satu maunya begitu banting lalu serangan balik, nah itu yang harus lebih pede.
Nah sekarang tadi kamu ingat ya kalau smash kok ada coba kamu di konsisten jaga dikit ya. Ayo ya
Putus serve. Yuki, who to receive? Second game. Love all.
No idea what that means. That game of charades will have to go on a little bit longer for me. Change of ends, game 2. Apriani Rahayu grinning still all the way through the interval. And they're on the faster end now, Kirsty. Once they get on the attack here, it's going to be tough for the Japanese.
Definitely, it's going to be harder for them to put up perfectly on that back line, which just leads to the vicious cycle of just relentless Indonesian attack. So I think these sides do suit each pair's style better, but with the Indonesian just being so aggressive.
And given that they took the first on the slower side, I don't know they had that great start, so the match was slightly swayed, but still, they saw it through at the end.
Absolutely, and credit to them. Kept that control when it really mattered, when sometimes I feel like they have the tendency to let it get away from them, and they just go kind of all guns blazing, flat out, and lose a little bit of that control. Drift's going to take that one.
Yeah, they've got to be careful if they do try and defend, especially quite flat, like Rahayu did then.
I've been keeping a running tally the last couple of days of how many shots from where the Indonesians are playing, going forehand to forehand and going out the sides. I was at 7 the other day.
Okay.
Over the matches that I watched. Just people making the same mistakes and that drift catching them out.
We've been waiting for somebody to give us all these stats. That could be you.
Hey! Oh, I don't know if I'm the stat man. No.
3-1.
Slightly lucky, I think. Hirota off the frame.
But hey, we'll take what we can get. That's a great serve.
4-1.
Ramadhanti tried to get on that early, but it was just dipping below the tape. Good interception in the mid-court.
I don't know what she's grinning at. It's making me smile.
I don't know if it's some kind of psychological game.
Maybe she's been to the dentist.
Yeah.
That's a terrific battle in the mid-court. Power of Rahayu gets through.
3-4.
Fukushima can't quite cope with the speed.
They're just all over the Japanese pair.
Okay.
keeping the pace so high. I think perhaps the Indonesians know that if they drop down 5% in pace, that's exactly where the Japanese like to live. That's where they're so comfortable. That's where they're so good at just bumping it around the court and being a brick wall. So I think they're trying to go that a million miles an hour.
That's a nice return.
Good
wow.
return.
Service over. 5-3.
Short, sharp action. Sending who was it? Ramadhanti the wrong way. That's terrific. That is terrific.
Service over. 4-5.
Relentless attack. They're really not taking the pace off of much. Typically in ladies doubles, we'd maybe see a few more drop shots, a few more punch clears to get in behind opponents, but it's kind of just been relentless, hard smashing from the Indonesians.
Good return of serve again. Hirota's doing well off service return. But again,
See,
Indonesians on the attack.
yeah.
Nice control from Rahayu. And as soon as they get that chance.
5-4.
I love how women's doubles in particular has evolved in, say, 10 years. From that style of conservatism,
Yeah.
of drop shots, plenty of clears. It was a spectacle in itself, but now it's all guns blazing.
Absolutely, yeah. You can, and there's some really exciting partnerships that are just have that big energy to their play. The Indonesian pair definitely being, that's great.
Service over.
Good step in from Hirota there.
6-5.
I think there was a save here. Was it round the back or was it? Oh no,
Oh, and tried for it.
that's right.
Service over.
Well left. Quite often in doubles, you're just looking to take that receive as early as you can. So such good awareness from Apriani to leave that one. Ooh.
Service over. 7-6.
Well, a couple of those pairs you mentioned that play that kind of aggressive style are actually on court later. And I can't wait for Chen Qingchen, Ji Fan playing Matsuyama and Shida, because they're all four of those are going for it, aren't they?
Absolutely, that is an all-in match from both pairs.
2 matches time here on court 2.
You can see when the Japanese have the attack, they're happier to play these kind of faster drop shots, but definitely down to the service line, and then a punch clear over, which was maybe, well, we'll find out. I think it was called out, but they challenged. But they're much more spread the court attack and use the spaces, whereas the Indonesians are just, I think that's long. The Indonesians are just hard and fast all the time.
And that makes for great viewing too, doesn't it? The difference in styles. It's nice to see somebody with similar styles, see who comes out on top, but to see two different styles. Wow, what a winner.
Service over. 8-7.
Such a good shot. You don't often see, in the doubles disciplines, you don't often see that full tram line, cross court to tram line shot, because if that is picked up, you're in trouble. But they were in pretty good position.
Nice.
That's nice.
They are all out, the Indonesians.
Yeah.
Here we go, back into neutral zone. Dangerous from Rahayu. He's caught the net. It's fallen back.
9-7.
So well worked. I'm wondering if the Japanese, in these rallies where it's kind of back and forth, each partnership has a bit of attack, a bit of defense. I'm wondering if experience will come out over youth in the control element.
Well, you'd expect that, wouldn't you, from the Japanese? They've been around for much longer. They've played this style for much longer. They've traveled the Asian tournaments so many times where there's so many arenas with drift. The lessons they've learned to control that over the years must come out at some stage.
Absolutely.
For me, the best chance for the Indonesians is to try and smash this through in 2 games.
Yeah. It's been working for them so far.
Oh, unsighted by the line judge.
Unsighted.
It looked into me, this. First instincts.
I only learned yesterday that the umpire's allowed to call that if they see it, when it's unsighted by a line judge.
Oh, right.
If the umpire is dead certain that they saw it, they can make the call. It doesn't necessarily have to go directly to Hawkeye.
I knew that, and I'm surprised you didn't, actually.
I didn't. It's never come up in any of my matches. Yeah.
Plum on the line. You don't hit the shuttle out enough, that's what it is.
I'm not sure that's the reason.
Service over. 8-9.
Maybe I'm not on court with Hawkeye often enough.
8-9.
That's such a nice inside to out defense.
Service over.
Well, there's been a couple of points in recent rallies where just the net tape has prevented an Indonesian point. Oh, that's a bit low. And I think Hirota had it covered.
It's going to go out.
Yeah, Rahayu, she remembered that drift, didn't she? And it mattered.
Absolutely. See the frustration on Fukushima's face there. You know as a player when that leaves your racket, you're like, yeah, that's nice. And then just the god of winds just drifts out. That was going up the inside of the singles lines.
Well inside. That was like the G of that Copenhagen or something. In the back right corner.
Service over. 11-9 interval.
Well, 2 points. And it's a Japanese advantage in the second. They don't look thrilled with how this is going.
It's been a hard fought 11. The Indonesians have held on pretty well.
Ya, jadi lebih tangannya lebih siap lagi, reaksinya lebih siap lagi. Ya, mereka ngubah karena
Nice
biar
short
pikir mereka
action from
menangani.
Fukushima. This one has got a long way to go yet.
Mereka mikir menangin, jadi mereka mau lebih kencengin. Ya, kamunya bisa kayak tadi bola gitu. Set pertama mereka bongkar, mereka makin kenceng lagi. Ya, oke, bola panjang-panjangnya.
Ayo.
Ya.
Coaches, please.
Fukushima 今自分スピード動きスピードあるから最後は冷静ね動いてるね最後冷静な配球で
11-9.
couple of bounces from Rahayu, and then a big old smile.
She's still grinning. You can see it from here.
Absolutely.
Play.
Well, there's advantage to this Japanese pair in the second, but it's not hugely convincing. Still a very even contest in this match.
In contrast to Apriani's smile, Fukushima's got a just bit of a frown on her face. She's not catching these ones how she would like. That was kind of mid-net. You can see just the frustration with herself. So despite them being up, it's they're not comfortable. A good punch into that back corner.
And again. Here we go again. It's one of those rallies. Cat and mouse. That's way long.
Yeah, well judged. I think that's what the Indonesians have to be careful of, being on that end. They're hitting with the wind slightly. So they can go all out on their attack downwards, but do they have the control when it comes to sending it up and over onto that back line? Can they make that adaptation to keep the shuttle in? That was unlucky from the Japanese pair there. Thought that was the correct, just that little punch up and over through the mid-court. And yeah, that's a few centimeters long.
Sailing out the back again. It's a length issue right now.
Both pairs having difficulty with the back line in the last few points.
Could have perhaps held net there. Fukushima was edging backwards.
Yeah. Just full smash after full smash from the Indonesians, and that one's gone long. She tried to go for the kind of more right shoulder.
Yeah, didn't quite time it, did she? It just sort of sailed through.
Yeah, but Apriani still cheesing. Like a Cheshire cat. It's just all teeth all the time.
Well, she's got 2 bronze medals at World Championships. Obviously, that Olympic gold medal, but not with this partner. It'd be a great achievement for Siti Ramadhanti to pick up a medal here at the World Champs.
Service over, 12-14.
Especially at just 22 years old as well, Ramadhanti.
Fukushima just not happy in that mid-court again, and she knows that something's off there.
Oh, that was going wide, surely. Difficult angle from here, though.
Yeah, I think the drift might have helped it. Good recovery.
Solid in defense, the Japanese to survive that. It's gone long. No interest in challenging this one.
15.
Would be an interesting challenge, maybe.
Yes, Yuki.
Oh no, I think we're fine.
Thank you.
Dia kan balik dikit. Ya. Kamu balik aja. Biasa pakai badan. Pancing.
Two coaches and two players. I think they're talking to one each there.
I was going to say, do you think they've taken a player each
I think so.
to deliver the messages? Different ways to do it, I suppose. Normally, or the way in my experience, there's kind of a lead coach, and then there's a secondary coach.
Play.
Nice. Good cutout from Hirota.
16.
Got there early, taking all the pace off this shuttle.
Just that little dab down, making Rahayu move, shift her feet a couple extra steps rather than just sit back and bump another one back. The Japanese using the space of the court more. Oh! And the wind's going to take that long. Not quite sure what happened there, but I think that was a little miss hit.
Hirota's shot didn't quite come off, did it? And then...
She's had a couple of little frame shots, but...
Look at that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Interesting technique, more like a squash shot or something.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Okay, on court.
Well up by Ramadhanti, but couldn't recover after that half dive. We've all been there.
Well, 17-12, just 4 needed, 5 in front. It's looking good now. It's been a bit more convincing in the second half of this game. The Japanese, solid. One too many mistakes from the Indonesians. There's another.
Yeah. It is these small things. I'd say the Japanese pair have a more comfortable lead now, but they haven't really looked comfortable in that lead until about now. Aggressive return.
Fukushima can't find a way through. Good defense.
That's short.
Oh.
Still alive. Finish that one off.
So it's over. 13-18.
I say we've seen probably double the amount of attacking from the Japanese pair in this set, if not even this second half of the second set. Their tactic of kind of sitting back and just playing around just wasn't, I don't think that was on today, just with the aggression of the Indonesians.
Sayaka, stay on court.
That's not the style that was going to win them this.
Okay.
Well, if it does go the distance here, if Japan are able to force a decider, this is where they're going to end the match on these two sides. And that, for me, bodes pretty well for Fukushima and Hirota.
Ooh, went for that one.
They've got opportunities here. Indonesians are just missing one too many.
Yeah. The aggressive game is a really good style to play, but it requires a lot of control.
It's when it comes back, isn't it? You're off balance, you've got to play another.
Yeah.
And the tendency is to try and go even harder sometimes.
It's just bleeding these little mistakes.
Game point.
Perhaps it's a little energy sapping this set, 'cause they've been staying quite aggressive.
7 points, or 7 chances for Hirota. And Fukushima to take us to a decider.
Yeah.
First time of asking. And that second just ran away, especially the second half, from Rahayu and Ramadhanti.
1 game all.
One game all here.
Untukin badan.
Iya.
Gitu loh.
Iya kok. Iya, iya.
Alor kuat, nah dia maunya memang begitu.
Iya kok.
Ya, pada saat udah kena rally 10-12 pukulan, kalian ganti sendiri, error sendiri, baru nyepikulasi. Dari awal ada ngikutin gitu, tapi pada mengikuti. Yang namanya, ya belakang itu ngikutin, depan tetap yang harus nyari. Ya?
Ya.
Oke, Pat, ya, makanya diperjuangin.
Iya. Perjuangan ya.
Ya, bukan cuma mau menang pertama doang kita kok, ya? Ya?
Ingat dari terima servis
Berani capek.
Iya.
Tapi servis tungguin,
Ya.
sama juga kamu terima servis bagusin, jagain kalau dapat solo. Ya. Tadi ingat tuh polanya harus ada tuh, ditembak tahan sini masuk berbeda.
Actually, 絶対前出てくるから上げるよ後ろスペース使わないとどんどん前詰めるからこれ頭の中に入れるよ
Rahayu. Rahayu who to receive. Final game. Love all. Play.
Fukushima on serve. This final deciding rubber game. Change of ends at 11. That might be quite crucial here. But the Indonesians in this second half will have to be a lot more consistent than they were a few moments ago.
Great rally to kick us off in this set.
Service over.
Fukushima frustrated in that midcourt again. There is a lot of power and pressure coming at her, but she knows she has the capability to make that.
Yeah, she'll be very used to doing much
Yeah.
better with shots like that. And I think every time there's a long rally like that and the Indonesians win it, that will fill them massively with confidence, because you kind of expect the short rallies to be won with something a bit aggressive, assertive, positive, and that might go a bit more towards the Indonesians. But the longer rallies, I'd expect the Japanese to come through.
Absolutely, yeah. Good power down that backhand side. Quite typically in doubles, you'll see the attack getting channeled down the middle, so players will become really ready for that. But Hirota's just gone down that side, and Rahayu's been caught a little late. Ooh, cheeky.
Service over.
Yeah, good attack onto Hirota's hip.
1.
Short return, it was only just climbing over the net here.
Those ones are so difficult to deal with. That was really well dealt with.
They
I
are,
think it
actually.
looks easy, but
And to not play it on your opponent's side of the court as well.
yeah. Oh, it's good net play. Fukushima.
coming up short. Japan with the advantage, playing from well inside that doubles
That's going
back
to go
service
out.
line.
Oh, not as much as I thought it was.
Service over. 2-3.
Well, Rahayu questioning the shuttle because, like you say, that I thought the drift would carry that a foot
I
wide.
thought that was going to go
Stay
blue
there,
carpet
isn't it?
almost. Yeah, I think maybe the further back the shuttle travels in court, so closer to those back tram lines, the wind may be strong, sideway wind might be stronger back there. These are the conditions that the players have to contend with and try and either... Oh,
I don't think she caught it clean, and I thought the shot came at
4-2.
Fukushima in a bit of a strange way here.
yeah. Mistimed from both players, I think. Yeah. Fukushima checking that there's not a hole in her racket.
We've all done that too, haven't we?
Oh, we've all done that.
5-2.
Good work shutting down the net here. Straight on that, push through. Hirota couldn't, Fukushima couldn't get her racket up quick enough.
She's not happy, is she?
Just that, yeah, frustration with herself is so contrasting to... Oh, little net card and falling short there. It's so contrasting to Rahayu's big smile that we've seen throughout this whole game. And you got Fukushima with kind of furrowed brow. That's a good return. Good defense.
Terrific defense, Hirota. Oh, it's on the line. There's a challenge here. I thought that went long as well.
Rahayu challenges.
The Indonesians fairly quick to challenge. And the Hawkeye heartbeat comes into the arena again. We don't get a view of it here, but how terrific is that on the big screen?
It's really cool, yeah.
Players enter. Such a great job here by the hosts. Oh, we
Yeah.
do get a view.
This is a... Oh, yeah, there you go. This is a really nice arena, and credit to the organisers for... It's just the nice little touches like that, and the old trapdoor entrance. Has it found it? No.
Oh, it's just long.
Correction out. Service over.
Well, one challenge down. Oh, sorry, challenge was successful.
6-3.
I forgot who challenged that.
Play.
And they were quick to challenge too, so that often means it's a decent challenge if both players go up straight away.
Yeah. It's nice to have that backup in your partner in doubles. That's a good return into the body. That might have been drifting wide there, but...
Service over. 4-6.
Well, we're just creeping over the hour mark for this match. And still a long way to go. Oh!
Ui.
5,
Well, that's
6.
something we'd see in the early stages of game one, but we've seen a few mishits now in the latter parts of game three.
Yeah, I think Fukushima knew she got away with something there. Constant pace from the Indonesians, and then taking a little bit off and the dab down.
7-5.
That was lovely from Ramadhanti.
I think perhaps because they've just been playing that those furious hard attacking shots this whole match, it actually they might have been playing the long game for these big points and leaving that big gap open in the front court. They've forced the Japanese pair back this whole match. So those spaces might be there to hit into along the front service line.
No good? Please. Yuki to receive. Play.
Oh, good defense.
Oi, that's worth a challenge.
Yuki Fukushima challenges.
Well, they're keeping us on the edge of our seats here with these challenges.
Yeah, we haven't had many in this first 2 sets, and now we've had 2 or 3 in this third.
Just the way it's shaped, wasn't it? That left to right drift started to grab hold of it. So
Yeah, I think that
you hope.
might have been a lot further out if the drift hadn't
5.
caught hold of it. It's just when the shuttle doesn't quite behave how the
Play.
players think it should.
Yeah.
It goes under suspicion. But you know when that Hawkeye graphic comes up quickly that it's a fair way out. These are the little errors if the Indonesian pair want to hold on to this little 2-3 point cushion that they've got. It's these little simple errors that they're going to have to avoid and stay tight on. There was really no danger there. It just kind of had to be nudged into that space. But that's easy said from sitting down here.
I always think that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do this? It looks so easy. Well, I'm sat here comfortably in the box.
That's really good pressure
6.
from Ramadhanti and Rahayu.
That's a nice
They've
block.
managed to counter on that.
Yeah.
Good block. Shutting down that left side of the court.
Yeah, and good use of the middle.
Yeah.
Well, I think they deserve this 3-point cushion. A change of ends might change everything in a few moments. Nice shot. Superb.
A little challenge.
Ooh. Well, Fukushima's gone up. I don't think Hirota was convinced.
I think Fukushima managed to get her head round before Hirota was still busy swinging for the shot.
Yeah, you're right. I think this is more in hope, though, than judgment.
Oi, tight one.
That was tight, actually.
Those ones are so difficult to judge for the line judges when they're coming in flat and fast.
10-6. Play.
Well, I thought this match might end really closely if the Indonesians had somewhere between a 3 and 5 point lead at the break. It is looking that way, and
Yeah.
it might set it up perfectly for something quite exciting in the latter stages.
Yeah, they'll really have to hold their nerve, but we've seen the Japanese pair. Oh, that's good. We've seen the Japanese pair coming back from an 8-point deficit to make it level in the first set, so it'll be interesting to see what they can find to level it or overtake in this crunch time of the third set.
Yeah, 5 points the lead, and well, it's all going down to the wire. It's going to take a lot of composure and mental strength for either pair here. 67 minutes of action. Change of ends coming up.
Return to your chairs. 11-6. Play.
just as aggressive and fast and furious as we've seen in the rest of this match, the start of this final half of the set from the Indonesians.
I'm intrigued here to see if they play with a bit more control. Now they're back on this side of the court. They were in the second. They sort of threw it away, looking like the aggressors, looking like they're on top of the rallies and somehow missing the court too often.
I think they're going to stay in the driving seat. I think they have no choice but to take it to the Japanese. They cannot sit back. And it's gotten them this far, and it's gotten them this lead.
And they're looking confident as well, aren't they?
Yeah. I think body language is so important, and just the Japanese have never really kind of relaxed those shoulders in this match and kind of puffed their chests out and shown that they're the higher ranked pair, that they're more experienced pair. The Indonesians have been pretty well in control of this match for a lot of it. Oh, yeah, that's
nice.
well taken.
Hunted well, didn't she, Hirota?
7-13.
Yeah, just saw that little net was coming, brushed it off. So difficult to get a good tight net shot in a ladies doubles. Or any doubles, really.
Nice block. This is nice for me in defence from the Indonesians. What a shot.
Found that space.
Yeah, Ramadhanti was well out of position.
Stay on court. No. Seka, stay on court.
I think the way Rahayu pushed the net suggested to her partner that she felt in control of that rally.
Yeah.
But actually, it was more of a gamble. Brilliant.
Yeah, good coverage. Read that so well, gets round it with a forehand.
That anticipation here.
Rack up, cut out.
That's good doubles. I'm not sure what muscles are going to hurt more for Rahayu, the quads or the cheekbones, you know, with all that smiling.
100% the cheekbones. With the physicality there in her legs, she can go for hours at this pace. But yeah, she can sustain that smile. I was going to say, can she? But she definitely can. If the scoreline's going to stay this way as well. Uncharacteristic return of serve error from Fukushima.
She's not at her best today, and with this medical attention as well on the lower back,
Yeah.
maybe that's part of the reason.
Looks like she's got some heavy taping on there as well.
Well, that's a lot of spray.
That is a lot of spray. A little spray and a good luck.
Used to be the magic sponge for me back in the days of playing under-11s football on a Sunday morning.
Absolutely.
Technology's advanced a little bit more since
Yeah,
then.
we can can it now.
Yeah, exactly.
15-8. Play.
Oh, that's a bit of luck.
16-8.
I think Fukushima and Hirota are going to have to try and get on the attack more. Sitting back and defending is not winning them the points, and they're 8-point deficit just now. They're going to have to change something. That might have drifted out.
That might have.
That's nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Indonesians, for me, threw it away in the second and could have won it in 2.
Yeah.
And I think if they keep their game together and keep the shuttle in court, actually they deserve it anyway. So need a change of tactics, like you said, for the Japanese.
They are absolutely world-class defenders. They are incredible at it, but their attack is also very good.
But they're also playing on against world-class attack and against the drift.
Exactly. A double whammy. This is better. We haven't seen much of this kind of style of rally from the Japanese, and then just unable to convert.
It's just not going their way, is it?
No. They're just not catching these super cleanly in the mid-court. Yeah. Nine out of 10 times Hirota's going to be putting that away, but just not today. So well placed down the middle there.
Well, I think that's 10 out of 12 points for the Indonesians, who are looking more and more confident the longer this goes on. 18-9. That might have drifted wide as well.
Ooh.
And no challenge from the Japanese.
None left.
Oh, do they not have any left? I missed that. Well done, partner.
Thank you. Yeah, well long. It's that deflation, it's that drop of the shoulders.
That's a nice shot. Bit of variation. Should have perhaps had this earlier in the match. Oh, it's fallen in. And like you said, they can't challenge. Yeah. Incredible. And this is for a medal. Ramadhanti's first World Championship medal. What colour is it going to be? You'll have to pay attention over the next 50 to 55 hours or so to see how that one pans out, but they've got 11 match points and for the place in the semi-finals.
Oy.
Service over. 10-20.
Rahayu's just still stood there smiling. It's gone wide.
And they can do nothing about it because they can't challenge.
The Indonesians are through. And that smile that's been painted on Rahayu's face since before the match even started will not be moved.
What a game from the Indonesians. Like, a little blip in that second set where they let it go. There's a few errors, but they have been solid on that attack.
Brilliant today.
Really impressive.
And not just the way they finished, but how they've approached the entire match and that style they've adopted to get through two of the finest defenders in women's doubles. That is terrific.
Absolutely. Really, really great to see. And they've clearly had so much fun out there as well.
Yeah.
Happy coaches.
Happy coaches. Do it all again tomorrow, please, lads. And for these two players as well. Tell you what, that performance is going to fill them with confidence. They won't be tired. They'll be relish the chance to do it all again tomorrow. So the final score, 21-18, 13-21, 21-10 in 77 minutes. And they advance through to the medal stages, semi-finals here in Copenhagen. Well, as that terrific match ends, let's introduce the next one in a few moments' time. Chen Tang-ji and Toei Wei of Malaysia are up against one of the best mixed doubles pair in the world over recent years. Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino, rather, will be on court in a few moments. Well, it's another beautiful day in Denmark, and this man could not have written a better script.